Today in the shop, we are going to install a set of aftermarket tow mirrors onto a 2018 Chevy Silverado. These mirrors are from MOSTPLUS. This is what our mirror looks like here. It's a rather large mirror. Should accent the truck. Really nice. Lift this side up. You can see there. Alright, and the truck it's going on is this one here. It's a Silverado 2500, and you can see these mirrors are much smaller, but we're going to change that. So the tutorial we're going to do is going to be on the driver's side door. The passenger side will be the same way. First things first, we're going to come in here and we will go to our door handle right here. I'm sorry, if you look down in that corner there, you're going to see a little indent in the plastic. That's where you can take a flathead or a pick like this, and you want to put it in there. And you want to try to pull that little panel off just like that. It comes off rather easy, just fell in the ground. And we have a 7mm bolt right there that we're going to take out. Then you'll come over here and you're going to have another little access panel there. And you see the, let me see the little indent there. That one, the pick's going to be kind of hard to get into because you don't have a whole lot of room here. So I would recommend just getting a small flathead and prying that up. All right. And once we have that one up, you can see we're going to have two more 7mm bolts right there. Now that those bolts are out, we have this little curved panel right here. You should be able to pop this out just like so. If you look way back in there, you're going to see another 7mm. We're going to want to take that one out. And then after we take that one out, we're going to come down here to the bottom of the door. And you're going to see another 7mm right there. And then come back a little bit right around your curve here. And you're going to see another one. Alright, so at this point, we're ready to pull the door off. Now, what you really want to do is put a hand on this far side over here. And just pull out on the tabs a little bit of force, just like that. It'll pull out. This side may pop out with that, it may not. Make sure that comes out. Now you want to bring your hand up here, and you want to pop out up here. Kind of work your way up. Alright. And now, if you don't have the window down already, this would be a good time to take the window down so you can finish removing the rest of this panel. Now here's where it gets a little bit of a struggle, and you want to be really careful you don't go ahead and break stuff. Just be patient, but this weather stripping up top here, it does form a nice tight seal and it makes it hard to lift up. So at this point here, you're going to have to hold both sides and do a little bit of jiggling, a little funny dance, back and forth as you're pulling up. Maybe try to grab from the top and pull up at the same time also, but it's a little bit of an effort. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're not. But just like that, see? A little bit of struggle, but it came right off. Alright, so around here, this cable that you're going to see more towards the top of your door is your door lock cable. And you can see it has a little clip on it. So what you want to do is you want to push down on that. And you may need two hands, because what you're actually lifting is this piece back here. So you're going to push down, and you may need to push with your other hand and pull at the same time, like that. There, it's sliding off. Then you're going to pull it out like that, and then you should be able to slide it around now like that and pop that little ball right out of there, and that takes that cable out. All right, you're going to have a little gray clip here holding your wire to the door. You can just pull on that, pops that out. Over here on this one, you got this little red lever here. You want to push down on that. Then you're going to push in on this center tab while you lift up on this gray one here. Pull from the back. Pop that right out, just like that. Now your door is pretty much free. And we can just set this aside until later. Now we're up here to this panel. So how to get this off is take a screwdriver and just ever so slightly, just push it in here. See that? And it pops it right up. Okay, now we come over to this little tab, which if you have a trim tool, that's ideal. A screwdriver is going to be you know, again, you're going to have to go really, really lightly with this and kind of pry up on it to get that out of there. And just like that. See how that popped out? Now you can go ahead and we can remove this panel. And I'm going to pull on it just like that. And this whole stripping is going to come with it. Okay, so you can just work this around. All right, and it's going to come off right here. You're going to have another little tab right there. So most of the time like that, you can pull it off with your hand. All right, so this whole section now is off, and we can move forward and set this aside. Loosen up our 3 10mm bolts that are holding this mirror on. Now, a good rule of thumb before you undo that last bolt is to keep a hand out here on your mirror so it doesn't drop, or do what I did. Don't back these out all the way yet. Back them out to the end, and then you can go ahead, set your drill down, and you can hold the mirror with your other hand and go ahead and take these off by hand. So I'm holding the mirror with one hand and take these nuts out with another hand. I just dropped one. Make sure you don't lose those. And now your mirror, with a little bit of a wiggle, and it pops right out. This has 3 studs coming out of it. If you look at this new one, this actually has the wiring coming out for those of you that have those options, but it also has 1, 2, 3, 4 studs coming out. So we're going to have to do a little bit of drilling. So looking at the door here, this was where our 3 studs originally were. Our 4th one was up here where the wiring is coming out of that mirror. So it looks like they already have it a little bit marked out here for us in case you ever wanted to add these on, or if the truck came that way from the factory. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole the same size as these right through there. Now what typically you can do is get a really skinny file and just go back and forth in there and get all the burrs out of here. Our mirror actually slid right in there, and it did come with 4 bolts. I did slide the mirror in. I put the 4 bolts on the back side of the mirror. I didn't tighten them yet. I just wanted to make sure that everything looked okay. You can see I fed the wire through here, and just kind of hand tighten the bolts that are on here. Now there's the one that we actually had to drill out. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to secure these down all the way, and then we're going to move forward. The mirror is secured, nice and tight. Our wires through here. Now, this is a unfamiliar territory that I'm in now. I don't know, I don't have, the conversion kit that's going to be required for this harness to actually activate the turn signals here. And it's got the cargo lights here, and I believe there's even a signal, on the front of that mirror. So that's going to need, probably going to have to order a different type of adapter to connect to this system of this truck. I did not know that there was no wiring coming off of that other mirror. So for right now, what we're going to do is let this wire hang. We will connect all the other existing wires back up when we put the door panel on. And then once the client actually orders the conversion kit, which can get it wired into the truck to make all that operate, then we can just go ahead, take this panel off. The wire will be here. Let's take a look at it. I mean, that's a really, really nice mirror. You can see the difference. You can see the one on the other side. You see how small it is, and then look at the size of that one on the driver's side. Now, you want to put your long piece back on here first. This will pretty much snap in. If you push kind of more towards the bottom of it, you'll feel it snap in. Just line up all your pinholes so that you know you're in the right spot. Your little trim holes there that you pried out, and you got one over here. You can snap them in first, and then you're going to see a little weather stripping on the outside. You got to make sure that that's folded over the plastic. You don't want it caught under, and if it is, you can go around with a little screwdriver or pick and just kind of pull it out. But make sure the trim goes underneath that, and you have that overhanging all the way around. Moving on to the door. Didn't show you this earlier, but this weather stripping that was underneath it here pretty much just slides right out. So you want to slide that out. And the door here is going to have these metal clips inside. This is what actually your metal frame of your door slides into. Okay, so you're going to want to take these out, and you're going to put them back on your door. I got a couple up here already. If you look along your door, you're going to see these little slits in the door. Okay, so basically you're going to take your clip and you're going to slide it right down in there like that. Okay, so in order to get these off, they're a little tricky, but not really. If you're looking at the clip behind it, back there, you'll see this little metal tab. You need to push down on that with a screwdriver. See if I can do this with one hand. And I'm kind of pulling up. See that? So I'm pushing up with my thumb and pushing down on that back tab there, so I can get focus, and just pull it right out. So when you're putting the weather stripping back on, you see, just so you know it's the right way, see this channel under here? This channel basically is going to slide over top of this. The clip here on this bracket, well, it's going to slide right behind that on this channel. So the way you know you have this going the right way, well, you can see how this is cut on each end anyway. See how it's cut to fit the window? And the back is actually higher. Okay, so that's how you know this is going the right way. So you want to set this on here, and you want to kind of push it down on there like that, and you can shove it forward too to get it in there nice and tight. And just make sure it falls down behind the little clip right there, just like that. All right, just work your way down until it's on. All right, now you want to take your wiring harness, and that should just slide right back in there. Just push it in until it clicks, and go ahead and put that gray lever back down till you hear that click, and that's back in. And now we're going to go back to our door lock cable here. You're just going to drop that ball back down in there. You're going to have to pull out on this a little bit, bring it around like that. All right, and then push it right back up. We can put our door panel kind of up here, but here's our door lock. We need to get this up over top of that. All right, that's over there. And now you're gonna have these guide pins. See that black one right there? And then the other ones are gray. That's the big one there. You want to try to use that to center it up with the holes back here and get this side snapped in first. So just kind of eye it up. Get those pins lined up with the holes there. You hear that click in? That's what you want to hear. All right, and then you want to go to the other side over here. And same thing. Try to look down behind the door there. Make sure these pins line up, and then click it in, just like that. All right. Try to do it gentle at first, because if you start breaking pins behind there, then this door is always going to flop around. All right. You don't want to snap the pins behind there, but for the most part, you should line right up. There it is. It's back on there. So now you can go ahead and remember the 7mm screws we took out in the beginning. You can go ahead and put them all back in. So I'll start with this one here on the door first. Up here in the door. 2 at the bottom of the door. And we got our one right up here behind the door handle itself. We can go ahead and put those little covers back on that we took off. So in the door, if you remember, we had our notch right there to the front. So that's the way you want to put it back in. All right, that's in. And this door piece, we had our notch to the bottom left there. That's back in. Then we have our door piece here. To put this on, you want to angle this. Put these little tabs here, okay? You want to angle this up first. Get them in there, just like so. We are back together. That's how it's done, folks. As always, guys, I really need the subscribers. If you could just hit subscribe below and give me a thumbs up, I'll see you next time.